The city of Detroit is asking a federal judge to impose sanctions against attorney Sidney Powell and other lawyers involved in filing the infamous Kraken lawsuit, which the city argues was frivolous, and was filed for the improper purpose of undermining people's faith in the democratic process. It is true that discipline or Rule 11 type sanctions for filing frivolous complaints are unusual, but they do happen. The rule is not toothless. There is a bar. These lawyers appear to have crossed it, said leading ethics expert Stephen Gillers, a professor at New York University Law School, who added that the notoriety of Powell and the campaign lawyers' litigation efforts could make it especially likely that a court or disciplinary authority will impose sanctions because of the obvious harm these lawyers have done to the administration of justice and the rule of law. Harvard Law School professor Mark Tushnet was less convinced, arguing that the notoriety of the defendants may prevent the court from wanting to get involved. I think it extremely unlikely that this motion will lead the judge to consider seriously the issue of sanctions, said Tushnet, echoing reservations expressed by Green. Partly that's because I believe that the judge, like most of us, will just want to put this whole episode behind us, rather than prolonging it. And this motion in particular has the feel of just a follow-up act in the political theater. University of Richmond Williams Chair in Law Carl Tobias said that Judge Parker's harsh dismissal of the Kraken case may be an indicator that she believes it to be so weak, frivolous, lacking in legal support or abusive of the litigation process that it violated Rule 11 or other similar rules or U.S. Code provisions, but noted the potentially chilling effect of approving sanctions requests like this. Though Detroit appears to be the first jurisdiction to pursue sanctions against the lawyers, their trail of failed lawsuits across the country has drawn criticism and calls for punishment from other parties. On November 20, Representative Bill Pascrell Jr. D.N.J. filed complaints with ethics boards in 5 states, calling for the investigation and disbarment of Trump's personal attorney Rudy Giuliani and other members of the legal team. A group of over 1,500 attorneys buoyed these complaints earlier this month in a letter urging the American Bar Association to investigate the team's conduct. These disciplinary complaints filed by bystanders are likely to go nowhere, said Green, explaining that disciplinary authorities will look to trial courts to address the problem. Here, it's a party asking the court to address the problem under the civil procedure rules that call on the court to sanction lawyers who make frivolous legal and factual arguments. It will be harder for the court to avoid deciding the sanctions motion.